I just filled up with 43 bucks.
Is that not common?
Not common at all.
Okay.
It takes 80 to 90.
Oh my God.
The time has finally come to switch over to E, and for that, we're partnered up with eFlexFuel.
What is up, guys? Yes, Vin at eFlexFuel here. And today we got this beautiful Z here in my garage, and I'm so excited to flex this. You guys don't even know. The gains on this engine are magnificent. So we're gonna show you guys how to do this step by step so you guys can do it at your own place. A couple of hours, couple of buddies in no time.
All right, so here we have the whole kit unboxed to show you guys what each component does. Jason's gonna give us a little bit of a walkthrough to it.
Pretty simple. We have our main control unit right here. We have our harness, which is a piggyback to your fuel injectors, ethanol sensor connection, and an ambient temperature sensor that just lays in the block or close to the engine. Also comes with a ground. That's it as far as the wiring. And we have fuel line connectors and adapters, some fuel line. And with this, you should be able to add the original Continental sensor into your fuel line that eventually will just tell this what's going on, and then it all works. Last but not least, we have a bypass module.
All right, so what's the first thing we gotta do to access everything that we need to do here?
So basically, you're gonna wanna get into your fuel injectors, and you're gonna wanna get into your fuel line. So in this case, this is a V6. Most V6s, you do need to remove the intake manifold to access the other 3 cylinders. So we'll remove the strut brace, cover, intake manifold, and hopefully just are able to, you know, sneak it in there. We don't have to remove the whole thing, just pop it up. And then I heard our fuel line on these is on this side, so we'll remove this still in intake, get to that fuel line back there, and we'll show you guys a little bit better once we're in there, what it looks like. But that is the goal right now.
All right, so we just took the brace off. That was a pretty simple. You got 3 14s on each side, and then you do have 2 14s all the way in the back. You can just pull this back a little bit, kind of snaps right out. It's pretty easy to get to, and then you'll get to these 2 bolts right here. That frees up that. The brace will just come right off. We put that to the side. We put the engine covers out. Those were all just 10 bolts. Threw that on top. Now we're gonna continue disassembling everything. So
we'll pretty much start removing the intakes to the side here, and then unclip any vacuum hoses, keep them to the side, and then the bolts that go, the ones that are in the back, and then the bolts that go here. That way we free up this intake manifold and we can lift it up. That's the next goal. Our next step is to access our fuel injectors and disconnect them.
we went in there, disconnected all the injector plugs, pulled the wiring harness a little bit out of the way so we can get into those injectors on both sides. We were thinking we might have needed to either loosen up or remove the fuel rail, but we actually ended up figuring out a way to finagle them out of there without feeling like they were gonna break, crack, or get damaged in any way.
Awesome. So, continuity, okay. Get both of your female injector connectors. So basically we have 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Doesn't matter which 3 or 2. In this case, we're gonna get these 2 here. We're gonna face them in the same direction. So you're looking at them, and both of the locking clips are at the top, right? So now we're gonna basically probe both of, in this case, I'm gonna start with on the left side. So we'll probe both of the lefts until we see if we hear a beeping. It's a little hard to do. Bear with me. No beep. All right, now we probe both of the ones on the right. There it is. So that's where we have continuity.
So that's our power?
Well, not necessarily.
Okay, explain it to me.
We're not really testing for power. So don't go in here with a test light looking for voltage. Just like this instructions say, go in here looking for continuity. So that's it, you found continuity. Now, after finding continuity, what I like to do is I'll get one of my clips like this that comes in the kit, right? And then we put it in place, and I know that my red wire is gonna go where the beep is happening, which is on this side.
On the right side. And that's not the case for every single vehicle, right?
It's not. It changes. Some is left, some is on the right. So just because,
don't skip this step.
no, just because this one was this way doesn't mean that that's the way it is on yours. Things do change. So do the continuity test. This is basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna end up putting the red on that side, and there is a top and bottom of how it goes. So you'll feel it going nice and smooth, and then you'll hear it kind of click in place. You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Click. Perfect.
Closer so we can hear that click on the next one.
All right. So remember, there's a up and a down. So if you put it down and it ain't locking, you could always look through to make sure that it's going in the right way. So in this case, I already know it's this way. And
there it is.
there it is. That was a click. So now it's in place. It's locked in. You could always get needle nose to kind of tug in on this side a little bit. Make sure it locks in. Very, very important, because if it doesn't lock in as you're plugging it in, this may back out. Now you got a misfire. So very, very important to make sure it's locked in. And basically this is our sample. Now we know, you see how this is wired where the red is on this side? You're not getting confused, because once you do it out here, now you could either be looking at it this way, or you look at it this way, or you got it upside down, and you kind of make mistakes. So the fact that I just built it right here, it confirms everything for me. Now what I want to do is I want to build the rest of my harness in the same position. So I already have a sample. Red is going to be on the right side, looking at it in this direction. Now just build the rest of them in the exact same way. And that's the shortcut.
Easy.
Easy. Take the extra 5 minutes to do the test and make sure it's done right. And this will save you a lot of trouble. Another note, since we're already here, this specific one, which is the one with red heat shrink, is your #1 cylinder and is the one that gives the main unit power. So whatever you do, make sure you use this one. If you don't use this one and you just use extensions, I have had customers call me and say, hey, I'm not getting any power, my app's not turning on. They plugged in the extensions and they only used the extensions. It was like a Honda, like a 4-cylinder. So they only used the extensions because it was longer, or they liked the way it looked, and they didn't use these. Well, the app will never come on. It doesn't get power. The power comes from this one, which is on the main harness, and it's your #1 cylinder. Also, while we're here, I'm gonna explain something to you guys. You look at the harness in this way. You see these wires? This is for your AFR gauge. You don't have one, you don't need to plug it in, no worries. Right here we have a couple more, which is like ground, ambient temperature sensor, ethanol sensor, right? Okay, so ignore all of these. You're basically starting at the yellow, color of the rainbow. So yellow is gonna be your cylinder #1, green is #2, blue is #3, purple #4, and then on the extensions, yellow #5, green #6, blue #7, purple #8. If you wire it in that way and you match your engine, if you do wire one in backwards, or you have a misfire on one, and you're looking at your app and #3 on your app is not firing, and you wired it incorrectly, that means that basically #3 would be the blue one on the first section. You would know exactly where to go look, because you know where you made the mistake, cylinder #3. If you just put them in any order, it'll still work, no problem, but it's not accurate. If you do have a misfire on that cylinder and it's not wired to that cylinder, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. So if you can, wire it in this way. And this is the color of the rainbow. Set it where it's gonna live, and then we'll start routing our harness the cleanest way possible.
Okay.
How we want it to live.
You're really starting to see more E85 stations out there now, huh?
A lot more. I don't know if you noticed, but even like 76, they're updating all their stations, and All the handles have a E85
Shell
pump on
too.
it. Yep.
Shell. There's a Shell right by my house, and I got E85, and it's like at $2 or something.
It's cheap, bro.
Okay, so we have
Chevron. So there's apps too. And you know what? One of the most beautiful things is that people still may not know is that you are not committed to just E85.
That's why it's called FlexFuel.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's a full self-tuning module that if you don't have E85 near you, you're at the track, or you're just on a road trip and there's no E85, then hey, you pump 91 or 87, whatever you want. And you don't have to do any switching, you don't have to do any maps, nothing. You literally just pump and go, pump and go.
Yeah. That's also good because of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm learning more about E85 here. But when you store your car, I hear that it can be very corrosive or it's a little bit harder to start. Like for me, for example, I'm going to deploy in a few months. I can switch everything back to just regular gas, and while it sits, it's going to be completely fine. And then when I come back,
running 85 again.
Running 85 again, and then I'm good to go.
Yep.
So for storage-wise, that's dope.
It's dope.
Once you remove this bracket out of the way, you can clearly see that fuel quick disconnect is going to be right there and exposed for you. It's going to be that green little plastic cover there.
Yep, we see that.
And that's where we're going to need to get into to, I guess, put in the eFlex sensor, right?
Yep, so you'll disconnect there. That's the safety connector. Then there's a quick release, so you'll unplug that line. And then we'll build our connection and add our ethanol sensor in between that line that you just opened. So we won't remove anything. We're just gonna add our sensor with the connections that come in the kit and some hoses.
You just pushed it right out and it slid right out.
Now you gotta squeeze those blue tabs at the bottom and you're gonna get some squirt. So make sure engine's cold and you're ready for this fuel. Watch your eyes, may squirt a little bit. A good tip, honestly.
Oh, I see them now.
If you want to relieve pressure, is open your fuel tank cap. So that will help to relieve some fuel pressure.
A little bit of fuel's coming out.
Okay, there it is. That easy.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh,
so you got it open.
What is that line tapped into? All this, right?
Yeah, so we're not going to remove anything. We're going to leave that there. We're just going to add our sensor with connectors in between those two lines.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I was wondering how that one worked.
Yep.
Okay, easy.
Easy.
All right, so the same little blue clips that you had to squeeze to disconnect the quick disconnect, you're going to want to take that off. So once I kind of like squeezed it and spanned it around, and honestly just came out pretty easily. It's super malleable. And after that, you're gonna get a female connector, I think, right? Get one of these bad boys, and you go into that same line where that blue connector was, and you're gonna hear an audible click.
Right there. Go rubber hose with clamp, and then it's gonna plug into that, and the opposite on the other side. We do have a melt-to-melt, so we'll show you guys that in a bit. Let's go ahead and set it up outside, and then we'll show you what it looks like at the end. A very good tip is to use lubricant. Silk Glide is my personal choice, but you know, if you don't have any of this, you could always just pull your dipstick out, get a little bit of engine oil. You want to lubricate this O-ring so it doesn't roll out of place or get pinched. And it slides in easy. We're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna do the same thing, a hose, and then either use another female connector, or in this case, on the top, we're gonna use a male-to-male. Looks like this. So we're gonna put this in here with some hose, and then this will clip onto the factory line there, and the other side will clip onto the factory line there. That's it.
Nice. The whole kit really provides with everything that you need.
Everything that you need comes in the kit. So, cool. Let's do that. So we've gone ahead and looped it to itself, and then we're gonna make our cuts right about here.
About an inch, 2 out?
We basically, the less rubber, the less chances of it getting pinched or cut anywhere. So it does, the hard plastic ends here. We want a little bit of flex, and then we want another about inch for that. So we're really just gonna cut about 3 inches out. Slide that in there, tie this up. Nice and tight. Or tug it, that looks good. Awesome. Make another cut here.
On a difficulty level from 1 to 10, what would you rate this?
Bro, this is like playing with Legos. So if you play with Legos in your lifespan, you could do this. This is very easy. this is what we got so far. Nice and tight. And then basically, this is like your factory line. So we're just gonna squeeze that in there.
Turn these over to that little window. And you hear that clip. Now we're in. And all we gotta do now is get this into the other line.
To the factory line.
To the factory line, correct. Move this around, we'll still be able to show you guys where it's going to sit.
Yep, I heard a click.
Yep, that's in.
Tug it. Nice.
Yeah.
Look how good that looks. The sensors.
That looks
right
OEM,
there.
man.
Yep.
That looks OEM. So that's where everything's connected through to the top, to the fuel pressure regulator right here. Intake's gonna be right exactly here. Dude, this is almost OEM.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's not complicated at all.
And all this stuff is all made in Finland. This is all quality stuff, so it matches like OEM. So this is supposed to last the lifetime of the vehicle.
Nice.
It does come with a 5-year warranty, and it is meant to live forever. So we did do a durability test. Check that out on our YouTube. Blow the unit up with a bunch of fireworks. So. Yeah,
I'll put that on the video description. So
yeah,
look at the video description. I'll post a link to that video.
That was pretty fun. But that pretty much tells you how durable this stuff is. So it's good stuff.
That's cool. So we're definitely gonna be putting it through its paces and drifting. You guys already know how the track is. The track can be crazy hot, crazy windy. Your dirt dropping, it's all over the place. If this thing can take that beating, it can take the track.
Oh, it'll be good. It's watertight. It's got little rubber insulators and all the connections, just like OEM. So for people that off-road, for people that do drifting, for people that do, I mean, this is by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. So just know, good stuff.
Heck yeah. So let's continue. Next, I guess it's gonna be running the wiring harness to the injector.
Yep.
And that's as simple as.
We'll light you up. And just pick the route that you want it to be living in, basically.
Just clicked in, and
eventually, yeah, you could just tuck it all in.
I'll tuck all this in, and I'll get a zip tie and clean it up later. But
I like to call them safety straps, but zip tie's cool too. Ethanol sensor is already in. You already built the fuel line.
Yeah.
That's done. Now we already built the harness.
And then
that's done.
Red one, so this goes to cylinder number 1 because this provides power to the module.
Yep. All right, dude. Tell us where you're at right now.
All right, so we got this rat's nest of wiring. And I started tucking it in through the back, started looming it back here. It's still a bit messy, but I'll pull it together and make it neat later. And then I was able to push it through the bottom on the right side of this wiring harness. It's big enough for both connectors to go through. So pushed them all through, and then I started lining them up with the firing sequence, which is, of course, now we know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Based off the colors that were based off the pigtail crossfire from stat a few times. You guys can see the colors. Starts off in yellow, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from there, we're gonna connect these straight to the injectors, right?
Correct.
And then I also was able to loom the temperature sensor.
That's in there now.
That's in here now.
So it's just gonna lay there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be next to the block, and it doesn't connect to anything. It's just an ambient temperature sensor for cold starts.
Yeah.
So that's gonna lay there. We wanna make sure it doesn't get pinched anywhere. So we laid it in there, and then it's gonna be routed to the back.
This side goes to the injector, and this goes to the pigtail on the wiring harness, right?
There's only one way. It's just pretty much
So
male to female, female to male.
click. Yep, thing went in.
Nice. All right. So that clicked, and he kind of tugged on it a little bit, and it didn't come out. So that's good. Same thing with this side over here. You're tugging on it, and it's not coming out. Okay, cool.
So now,
And then you're gonna kind of want to route it where it's gonna live. So just remember that, because sometimes you don't realize that till after, and then oh crap, now you gotta go disconnect and route it the way you want it. So.
yeah, make sure when you're routing it, when you put back the intake manifold, you're not pinching any wire. So pay attention to where the line is going. Then look back here and look at the footprint that the intake manifold is going to have.
You don't want to lay your cables here over any coils, because these coils do emit high frequencies that will interfere with our Bluetooth signal, things like that. So key point, run your wiring harness away from your coils, at least 6 inches away if possible. Most important, do not lay them right above the coils, okay? Make sure they click in, because they could not be in, and that will cause a misfire. So you definitely want to make sure they're clicked in. Tug on it once they're in, and now you know they're in. Every now and then, you'll get one of these where you plugged it in, but it's not in the center. It could be like up a little bit, and then when you put it in, it's not going in until you force it, and it's not really in the center, so it'll never fire. So I always like to look at these. Shoot, I'm not even looking at the camera, I'm looking at the light. I always like to look at these and basically make sure they're in the middle. They're not too high up or too down low. So very, very important. Always take a peek at this and make sure it's not facing up or down, so that when you're clicking it in, it's not out of position, and that's pretty much like going somewhere else. So
Okay.
key point right there.
Good point. So that's my last one.
Last one. Okay, dude, that's it. You're almost there. All 6 are connected now.
Yep.
Perfect.
We're gonna try to clean up this wiring.
So we're gonna clean that up, and then we're basically just gonna go backwards. We'll put the intake back on. We'll put the cover back on. We'll do a ground, and we should be ready for E85.
Sick.
Yep, that easy, brother. Here's a little tip for you guys that are doing it on this specific engine or Z. We did remove the 12 here on the fuel rail and here. We did not remove the fuel rail. We just simply moved it a little bit to the side.
It was enough to like kind of move it to the side and up just enough to put one wire each in at a time to tuck it in underneath the fuel rail. And that just makes it a whole lot cleaner, so when the intake manifold gets back, for sure nothing's gonna be pinching it.
Very nice.
Whoa, wait, what? I have the gas. Here's the gas.
Yep, so we put the intake back on.
And from there, you just honestly go through everything that the intake manifold is connected. Oh, and the ground.
Last but not least, you beat me to it. We're gonna do a ground.
Sweet.
So, yep, we're that much closer.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's cool. Work, but cool.
All right, so last but not least, ground, right?
Yeah, so for the ground, I was looking everywhere to try to see where would be a good spot to put it, kind of like out of mind, out of sight. Bam. Whatever this is, whatever this controls, they're both relays. You remove one bolt there. After you remove that bolt, you get your ground, you get your bolt, you put it back in.
Should be a solid ground right there.
Yeah, as long as you're touching the chassis, you should be fine.
I used to always recommend the battery post, but you know what? We don't want somebody to change the battery and break the terminal or not put it back, and then you have issues. So here, nobody really should disconnect that.
Yeah.
Our light's dying, but we're almost done, so that's okay.
That's
Look
it.
at that. Look how pretty that looks. Can you see it? Not really.
That's
But
sick.
what you do see is pretty. And now you can still, like I said, safety strap the loom together. You could wrap it with some heat shrink. You could do some of this electrical tape. You can make it really nice and pretty, tucked in. And then connect our control unit over there. And we're pretty much done, bro.
That's it.
Yeah, E85 ready.
Let's go fill her up, bud.
Well, first we gotta start it.
That's true.
Dude, I already see you got the cover on. You're already like putting on the sway bar. I'm like, dude, come on, like you gotta try it first. Or are you that confident in yourself?
You make me confident.
All right, good.
So yeah, this is the last bit of the puzzle, guys. We have our eFlexPro module that's going to connect like this. And now we're officially done.
Nice.
Cool thing about the eFlexPro module that, yes, it's not going to tell you the difference between the Pro module and then the regular module.
All right, cool. So basically the main difference is on the Pro module, you can do tuning. You have an extra program, so if you do need to do fine tuning because you got boost, you got a little bit of NOS or anything else that you could use extra tuning for, you could really get precise in there. So that's how cool that system is. The Plus works great, don't get me wrong. You're gonna get, I mean, almost all the power you can get out of it, but with the Pro, you could just do that much more. So those are the main differences, really.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So let's go ahead and start her up and make sure we do this correctly.
Cool. I mean, we pretty much safety checked everything. Covers are back on, hoses are back on, clamps are tight, fuel line's nice and tight. So give it the beans.
Ready?
Yeah, maybe you want to prime it a little bit, just because we did disconnect fuel line. All right. Start her up. That sounds smooth. No misfire. Start it right up. Oh, dude. She's ready.
Yeah. Don't mind that engine light. That was already there prior.
That was already there.
That's
Okay.
already there. That's something else.
Looks like you came in very low on fuel.
Yeah.
So that tells me.
What kind of fuel do you recommend?
Come on now. Let's go get that E, baby.
Let's go.
All right. All right, cool. Next, I'm gonna have you download the eFlex app.
eFlex app.
Yep. Should pop right up. Go ahead, download that. That way, when we start
eFlex
it up,
app right there.
come on.
And that works for both Android and iPhone.
Yep, that's definitely works for both.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and download that, and we'll start it back up. We'll go get some E, and let's see what kind of shenanigans we get into.
All right, let's start her up.
Yes, when it asks you to give it permission, right there. There you go. Oh, you are good.
Nice.
So your 3% duty cycle, you already have 9% ethanol content in your regular fuel. You got nice temperature there. You're set to economy mode right now, so you can always just switch that by holding it down, and then give it the beans there. Yeah.
It's gonna stay and live there.
There you go. Exit out. Top. There you go.
Cool.
Cool. Give it a little bit of rev so you can see that RPM. Ooh, that sounds good. Perfect. All right, let's go get that E, baby.
Nice. Tap door here. It says premium unleaded fuel only. Super Sans Plum Swil Mont. Yeah, no.
Not anymore, baby. Let them know. Let them know.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we've been saying this, but now let's go.
Now let's go put some E in it.
Let's go.
Hey. All right, so now we're really on our way to go get the E. He's bringing his LS or his GS. GS.
This is a cold start for you guys. It's probably been like 3 weeks now. We'll take this one.
Is it also an E?
It is on the yes.
Go for it. That sounds nice.
Thank you.
Go for it.
All right, well, this one's been sitting, like I said, but yeah, no worries. I don't mind it whenever it sits. I have no issues. She stays up there, baby.
80% E right now.
Yeah.
Burn nice.
Let's go put some E now, finally.
Like take 4. Right now, let's see what that mixture is gonna be. What's your guess?
You're probably gonna be like E65, E70.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
go to the full 85 once I burn everything out.
Whatever the
ever
fuel
get?
lines. Yeah. You go to E80 for sure. You saw mine. E80.
Anything higher than E?
Very rarely.
Or what happens if I mix race gas like 110 with E85?
It'll go up. The content will go up. It'll read it too. Oh, I heard a click.
I just filled up with 43 bucks.
Is that not common?
Not common at all.
Okay.
It takes 80 to 90.
Oh my god. That's sick. Woo.
So this thing's ready to hit the track.
Okay.
That was a little bit more power.
There you go. We're gonna try to go to Mexico real quick.
I like Mexico.
Yeah. I think we got the shot.
So we're back from Mexico. It was a good trip. Not a lot of traffic. It was
Not
good.
a lot of traffic at all.
Not a lot of traffic at all. It's not that bad like people say it is, but it was good. Right off the bat, honestly, I can feel definitely like a better throttle response out of the car. Like she has the more giddy up, and I kept playing with it. I kept having fun. He kept trying to shoot rollers, and I was not letting him because I just kept giving it gas. It's fun. It's fun. Like it's there. I can definitely feel the difference. My butt dyno is saying at a minimum 30 horsepower.
Okay.
At a minimum.
I mean, you can feel the throttle response, like you said. It just wants more. So
Yeah.
are you gonna give it to it?
Oh, she definitely wants more. She's gonna get it. She's gonna get it. We're thinking I might be like at 70% ethanol right now, but we can't see it due to, we're thinking we didn't put the ground in the correct area for it to get a good ground connection. So once I get home, I'll fix that. I might add it to this video. If not, it'll be another video. We'll see. Keep watching. But had a blast. Thanks, Yasmin.
Hey, you're welcome, man.
Thanks, eFlex.
Oh yeah.
Part of the E85 family now. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys follow. You make sure you guys comment. Start looking at their websites where you can see all their products for all the current cars. And be a lot more future cars.
This is all you need. You see how long it took? And we did it filming. We installed it, just two of us, simple hand tools. One day, we already filled up a whole full tank of E, and we went to go play.
Filled it up with 40 bucks. That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That's dope. That's dope.
I think it's a no-brainer, right?
It's a no-brainer.
Best bang for buck mock.
Best bang for your buck mock that I've ever done on the Z.
eFlexFuel.com.
Peace.